Hello, everyone. Who the heck is clavicular? That is the topic of today's talk. Who the heck is clavicular? What the heck is look maxing? Well, to get that started, let's check out this tidbit really quickly of clavicular himself.
That's just the most ridiculous.
What about like connecting with her because you like her or something like that? You know, like maybe you want to start a family.
But where's the ROI in that?
What's that?
Return on investment. What's the value there? I mean,
In engaging with people in real life?
yeah, I mean, there's really not that many people that are worth interacting with, I would say.
What do you mean?
So this is clavicular taking over the Twitch, Kick world, popular streamer on Kick. If you're like me and you have no idea who this guy is, I checked out his Kick, where he streams live. I said Twitch earlier, I meant Kick. Not a lot of information here either. So you go, well, who the heck is he? Well, we have this interview we're going to go over. But if you check out his Instagram page, you might go, okay, so he's a good-looking dude. What's going on here? Well, let's see if we can click around and get some hints on who this is. So already got some injections into his face, and you're like, well, what is this all about? Well, when you hear the term maxing, I think immediately of video games, how you would max out a certain skill. You know, maybe you have a character and you have different abilities and you want to make him strong in one area. Well, it's about maximizing your looks. It's kind of in the phrase itself. So who is this guy? Well, he streams quite often on Kick. He has a following on TikTok. He has 512,000 followers. On Instagram, he's got 283,000 followers on Kick. His TikTok is similarly as huge, I'm sure. I actually haven't pulled up his TikTok yet, but I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole right now. This interview itself has 2 million views on YouTube. It was posted 3 days ago. Obviously, this guy is getting a lot of clicks, and you keep hearing the term looks maxing, looks maxing. What does it mean? Let's hear it from the horse's mouth himself.
Like, most people are extremely jester. If you want to be completely disingenuous, that's fine with me. I guess there's just no point to continue.
All right. Thank you for your
So
time.
this, as you can see, this is a recap of, the entire episode. This is an hour-long documentary. We might have to skip some parts. You can go watch this interview if you'd like on YouTube. Channel 5 does great documentaries. Highly recommend. He's up there with Owen Lee Productions, I gotta say.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Braden Peters, known online as Clavicular, Clav for short. A 20-year-old from Hoboken, New Jersey, currently living and trapping content out of a rented mansion in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The property has been converted to a 24/7.
So as you can see, a lot of drug usage here, a lot of illegal.
Florida. The property has been converted to a 24/7, fully staffed live streaming studio for Clav's particular brand of content, which focuses on partying and also helping young men, particularly in Gen Alpha and early Gen Z, look sexy as fuck and ascend by engaging in looks maxing activities like facial surgery, limb lengthening, Botox, peptide use, and steroid injection, all with the goal of raising their SMV, sexual market value, in a way that will lead to more ascension and life success. Across mainstream platforms.
There you go. So 800,000 followers on TikTok, 27 million likes,
and over 170,000 recurring viewers on the live streaming platform Kick. I don't want to spoil it too much though. Let's get into the interview. All right. Thanks so much for making the time, man.
So obviously we're going to skip around a little bit in this interview process. I watched through most of this the other day, and I don't want to make you miss anything. So like I said, you can go watch this interview for yourself if you like. We're going to go through basically the highlights or the lowlights, however you want to view this topic on this interview. And we have a couple other things we'll look through as well. Channel 5 has done a lot of big documentaries. So if you go through his channel, he's interviews individuals, but as well as he'll interview sort of a topic. He'll cover a topic, and he'll do multiple interviews for that topic. So he's literally been around the United States. I don't know if he's gone international yet, but he's done a lot of interviews
I
Yeah, we'll
appreciate
keep
it.
moving.
Oh, sorry.
How's it going?
You
How
know,
you
we're
doing, man?
getting started. How are you?
Strange way to start an interview,
I'm
though.
good. So for those who don't know, can you tell us your name and kind of what you do?
I am Clavicular. I do live streaming. I hop on a variety of podcasts to talk about sort of my philosophy.
Hey, and welcome to the stream. And if you're not streaming, if you're watching this on YouTube, we appreciate you being there. I really enjoy YouTube as a platform, but this is being streamed live on Twitch, where you could be interacting with people like Flubnorg, who is the best Twitch chatter this side of the Mississippi. Welcome, Caden.
On why looks are arguably one of the most important things in terms of your success in life.
Mm-hmm. And what do you mean by that?
Well, what I basically mean is every single trait of yours is going to be perceived differently according to your looks level, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're super caged in and shy, but you're good looking, that will be perceived a lot different rather than if you were, you know, an acne-ridden, balding jester and you stay inside all day. People will call you a recluse, they'll call you weird, whatever. Mm-hmm. So even though the actions are the...
So already a lot of terms not familiar with jester. We know the word recluse, but jester is an interesting word to use there. He's called, if you're not looks maxing, it sounds like you're a jester. This might be an homage to the alpha, beta, sigma profilization of men that some men partake in.
Complete same. So that's what I'm talking about here.
And what's the exact equation for measuring like aesthetic value?
So there's a lot of different ratios that go into it to calculate someone's overall facial harmony score. So for example, that could be the width of your eyes relative to the width of your cheekbones, would be your eye separation ratio, or your mid.
So he's getting into math. He's getting into mathematics. This is a geometric issue that can be solved with geometric solutions. This is how you become an alpha, or how you avoid being a jester, is you have to do the math on your face. This is what this guy is about. Now look, I might sound like I'm ripping on him. I actually watched this interview in its almost in its entirety, pretty much an hour of it. It's an hour 5. The guy has some good points later in the video. But most people immediately dismiss someone if they say something stupid, which, by the way, all of you, including myself, have said something exceedingly stupid. So listen, hear him out, because he actually makes some intelligent, and if you watch him and listen to him, you're like, oh, he's actually like a pretty sharp guy, has some pretty strange views on the world and what it means to be a man and what his priorities are. But hear him out, hear him out. He's talking about geometry. Most of y'all failed geometry, all right? So at least this guy's applying this is applied school. This is the one time in life you're going to use school outside of school is on your face. You didn't think it would work like that, did you?
Face ratio, for example, and then you're going to take all these measurements
and
calculate them into a final
there you go.
Percentage harmony score.
And who has the highest score right now living?
I'm just going to stop you right there. Your mom.
I believe it's Matt Bomer.
What in particular about Matt's face gives him that high score?
It's not one particular thing because it's a calculation of a lot of different measurements.
Well, congrats on the big viewership and stuff like that.
Thank you.
It's kind of cool to see the mechanics of algorithmic takeover here.
I appreciate that.
I read less than a year ago you were a line cook.
That's right. Well, it was just one of my many roles at a restaurant.
Appreciate Gihari on Kick for the follow. Oh, never mind. You're a bot. Never mind. We're going to keep moving.
I worked at.
What made you kind of want to jump into creating content?
I had already been kind of posting my looks maxing, routine and the protocols I was doing, for a good amount of time on TikTok, not really taking it too seriously. And I was posting on online forums. So I was sort of like a well-known name in a really small, tight-knit community. And then I kind of took it a little bit more serious because people were asking me, like, how do you do this? What was your experience like with this, peptide, whatever? And it started to get a lot of traction very early on. So I just continued with it, and we're here now.
So going back to like the early days, you were born in 2005, right?
That's right.
How would you describe your like childhood? Was it fun?
He's a functioning therapist. How would you describe your childhood? And how did that make you feel?
Pretty normal, let's say.
Your social experience in school, though, how was that?
I mean, what age range are we talking about?
I guess like right around 13, 14 is what I'm thinking.
Well, that would have been during the pandemic. So I was in online school.
Oh shit. How do you think that being in online school, like, transformed?
He's going for the throat here. He's insinuating. You have to know how interviews work, how interviewers work. You got to know he's making some implicative statements. How do you think that affected
your experience during that time?
Well, obviously you're not interacting with anyone. So You're just like Ladaring.
But I mean, was
Okay, so another term. So we already have jester and ladar. I heard these terms my first time through. To this moment, still no idea what he's talking about. And of course, I'm sure people like this, just for saying I don't know what that is, and I also don't care, they would call you the thing. So it's self-redundant, it's ignorant and foolish. But let's give it a goog. Let's give it a DuckDuckGo. Because I hate Google. They sell your data. They hate you. As a consumer, as a user of their product, they hate you. The irony. What is a LiDAR? LiDAR? No, LiDAR is an imaging. Yeah, a laser imaging. LiDAR? Maybe LiDAR. No? Definitions.net? We're getting nothing. We're getting nothing. Let's try LiDAR. Colloquial English. You're first to a village in Iran. I don't think so. Yeah. Urban Dictionary. There you go. What's going on here? Eldar stands for lay down and rot. It means that you give up on life and just stay in bed all day. It is a lifestyle. You adopt it to become a rotter. The MISC coined this term. I don't know who the MISC is. So if you're watching and you don't know the term LiDAR, you are, there is no in between, by the way. You're either a looksmaxer or you give up on life. It is binary. You're either dying in bed or you're looking like this guy.
The time window that you sort of fell into the looksmaxing community?
Around that time, actually, yeah.
What do you think?
Right at the tail end of the pandemic, actually.
What do you think like initially appealed to you about it?
Well, it just seemed like when I first started lifting and then I got really into, pharmacology and steroid usage, I was like, this is like literally a video game cheat code is what it almost feels like. And it seemed like so ridiculous.
Yes, it is a video game cheat code, sure, except for the fact that a lot of cheat codes in video games they can break the game, but they don't break your body when you use them, which is what testosterone in certain quantities does, which is what... Listen, your parents taught you at a very young age, cheating doesn't help you get ahead. Don't cheat. There's a reason they said that. It's because you tried cheating. Well, there's a lot of negative effects. If you don't know the negative effects of testosterone or any of these other vials of stuff he's got, look into it yourself. It has uses. For sure it has uses. But you got to be on it basically the rest of your life if you get on it, because your body stops producing it naturally. If you don't use it, you lose it. There is no get it out of jail free card. You got to work out. You got to do the hard work. This guy's doing the workouts, but he's now got to be on this the rest of his life.
To try to play the game fair when I had access to all these things.
What was the first kind of thing that you tried out? Was
Test.
Test. How do you get that stuff?
No comment.
But it's like, it's technically illegal in the US, right? But other countries have like more lax regulations.
No, it's prescription only.
Okay. And how did that affect your like looks immediately? Like when you mix that with a bit of lifting?
I started to blow up quite quickly.
There you go. The granny pic. I don't know what this is about, but I feel like this just kind of says something about the mentality of these people. Is there not a little bit of shame there? I don't know if this is real. This could be AI. Who knows? But he's got a picture similar to this on his Instagram, and it's just kind of like, do you have a little bit of shame? Are you a little bit embarrassed of the fact that you had to have an old lady come and take... I mean, maybe it's AI. I don't know. It could be an AI prompt. Those fingers look different, but I mean... All right, dude. Anyways...
in terms of the amount of muscle mass I had, but I descended because I was lifting in a huge caloric surplus. So I turned into kind of like a blob sack. So, I mean, I definitely looks minned from taking tests and just bulking, but it wasn't the test. It was just like prioritizing physique and mass over leanness and angularity.
And you were already creating content like right off the bat when you found this stuff, or did that come a bit later?
I actually sort of was around, I started kind of documenting a lot of what I was doing on forums, and actually have like a few YouTube videos like kind of going over my experience that people dug up from years prior.
So, something that surprised me right off the bat, very well spoken. I think when I hear a lot of these annoying, trendy things, when I hear about them, I have assumptions in my head. It's low IQ, dumb, flashy. These are the things that get hits on the internet. Low IQ, dumb, and flashy. You combine those three, it's like the trifecta of going viral. Low IQ, dumb, and flashy. But this guy can form a sentence. This guy kind of knows what he's doing. This guy might have some strange opinions and priorities, but at least he can form a sentence and isn't insufferable to listen to.
About like various different cycles I had done. But yeah, so I've been doing content for a little while, but none of it was serious. I never intended to monetize it or have a career made out of it.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is not an advertisement, by the way, but did you hear that about a year ago for a show? Channel.
He's doing well, I think. I've seen this, and he's doing well.
We're going
he's
to
doing well.
Denver, Vancouver, and Cubes. What do you think was the particular moment that made people really catch on to what you were doing?
I would say that a lot of like the DIY stuff was what blew up. Because a lot of people were too scared to try it themselves, like doing injectable fat dissolvers and stuff. I would post it on YouTube, and people thought it was crazy. They thought it was interesting. So that kind of gave me a lot of clout within like the tight-knit looksmaxing community. But in terms of like mainstream success and things like TikTok or whatever, a lot of what led to my blow up was like a segment I did calling out copes, right? Because in early 2025,
another one of these popular phrases, copes. I've heard this term coping just thrown around. I'd refuse
a lot
to.
of you guys remember, there was just like a lot of ridiculous methods kind of being put out there for looksmaxing that really didn't make fucking sense at all.
Like what's the stupidest method that you saw where you were like, no way?
Oh, dude, there was this one where it was like jumping to get taller.
What do you?
It's like called like Masai jump. Fuck, I don't even remember, but it was really retarded. So I kind of just said to the one guy who's kind of pushing it, like, dude, like this is clearly cope. This is ridiculous, and you know it. And that kind of gave me a lot of clout. Like,
this is what I mean. Now he's combating other people on the internet with other silly trends. But it'd be interesting if he could turn that introspection on himself. I don't think he cares. Jumping to get taller. I don't have anything to
exposing
say about
jesters, I'd say.
So a jester is not just someone who's
There
funny.
we go. So this is what I've been waiting for. Jester and what was the other? Menard or something? I don't know what he said. LiDAR? Something about a radar
Somebody
system? Who knows?
Well, it could be used in like a lot of contexts, but I mean, like, it is kind of gesturing a little bit because the methods are like so ridiculous. You're like fucking, you know, bouncing around, like trying to get taller. Like,
Is it consecutive jumping? Like,
He's roasting, jumping up and down to get taller while smashing his face with a hammer, which we haven't gotten to yet, and injecting his face with illegal substances.
bunny hops for hours?
I honestly couldn't tell you the exact protocol for what people were doing back then, but I just know it had something to do with trying to apply Wolff's Law to like vertical height, and like that doesn't make any sense at all.
The first thing that caught my eye was the bone smashing.
Oh, there we go. What's going on here? But that's for meat. That's for meat. Meat. That's for meat. That's for steak. What's going on
Vertical
here?
height?
Wait a minute.
And, like that doesn't
Hold
make
up.
any sense at all.
The first thing that caught my eye was
She's got a hammer.
the bone smashing.
Okay.
Because
A
I was
lot
like
of people
worried
are
about
interested
you.
about.
Because I saw some people responding saying like,
Whoa, whoa. The globe to the face, man. In MMA, you do this. You strengthen your shins. You strengthen your bones in your foot by kicking the bag. It's micro cracks. They grow back stronger. Your bones get stronger. But you're also hitting your head. And I don't know, a lot of these TikTokers don't realize this. Your head is where your brain is stored. You hit that enough times, well, you might just start lookmaxing. I don't know.
in time, one day you're going to have like jaw issues. Do you think that's bullshit?
Yeah, because I don't even bone smash my jaw.
Oh, okay, my bad. How does it work?
Cheekbones. And it's just like, it's so silly that people want to talk about bone smash. I think it's just because it's like you hear it and it's so crazy, but that's not even really like one of the main things that I would, you know, advocate for or promote, or that really give people the most results. It's one of the methods that I talk
This
about.
is 1,000% my fault.
It's just what gets
What do you
brought
got?
up
What do you
the
got?
most frequently in interviews. If you ask me seriously, I mean, what's the best way to look max? I would tell you about leanness. I wouldn't tell you about bone smashing.
Got you. So staying low weight.
Yeah, staying extremely low body fat.
And what are some of the easiest ways to do that besides just creating a caloric deficit?
Well, being
So we're getting really into the weeds here, and I don't want to bore people too much because the full interview is available for free on YouTube, Channel 5 with Andrew Callaghan. I would recommend it. I wish I had some timestamps for this other stuff, but, you know, we get into like some of his partying later. And we actually have a highlight here from Asmon Gold about Clavicular and his partying escapades, I would
Clavicular
say.
is our Rosa Parks, a civil rights icon. That's what they're saying.
Do you really believe women don't deserve rights?
Do you really believe women don't deserve rights?
So this is kind of what I mean. This guy might be doing some silly stuff, but then you have like the real jokesters, or as we've learned today, jesters coming after him and just posing a question which is a gross misrepresentation of what he's all about.
Something to say.
Oh, you hate women. And
You said you don't believe women deserve rights?
Like which ones, dude? You have to
Like
clarify.
all women.
he said, like, which ones?
What's wrong with you for that?
Like what?
It's this gross condescension that a lot of these woke chicks have. Like, they look at you and they say, you're crazy for that. Like, they just attach themselves to a phrase that really doesn't mean anything.
But like, can you clarify what you?
And then they call you weird. It's so condescending. They think they're so much better than you.
You were raised by a mother.
Well, like-
You know all women deserve rights,
Like
bitch.
which one? Like which right? Like the right to vote? Like can you explain like what you mean?
Can you explain what you mean?
And then they do this. Like she's telling him to stop talking. Who are you to tell me to stop talking? They think they're so much better than you. The condescension is unreal. Now, look, I'm not in favor of using illicit drugs and smashing your face with a hammer. What I am in favor of is not being a total condescending jerk. These women are insufferable.
I don't want to punch you, so I won't.
You don't want to what?
I'm gonna fucking punch you in the face, bitch.
Go ahead.
I am.
Go ahead. Let's see it.
You want to punch? Punch you, bitch.
I can't.
And then they heart afterwards because they're emotional. She's going to start crying in a moment. Look at the face. Look into those eyes. You want to become that? Is this what Martin Luther fought for? Is this what Rosa Parks fought for? Is this what, I don't know, who are the women? I think it was actually a Republican Party that voted for women's rights or pushed for women's rights. But man, think of all of the most important figures you can as far as freedom is concerned for humans. Is this what they were doing?
Think of a better argument against women's rights. This is the biggest argument against women's rights that I've ever seen. Oh my god.
I'm gonna sue you for that. I'm gonna sue your entire family.
Actually, it was nice to meet you.
So this goes on. But here's what's cool. He calls his bodyguard over.
Based.
Oh, hey. Grab her, grab her.
Look at her face.
What's up? What happened? What?
Get her, get her.
Well, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions. Well, you smack somebody in the club because they say something that you don't like. This is what happens right here. This is where your daughter is going to end up. You raise her on an iPad. You don't touch her for 18 years. You don't interact with her. You don't get involved. You don't teach her things. You don't play games. You do nothing. You don't look at her. You send her to her room. You send her out into the world. This is what she becomes.
Look at her face.
Call the police.
Oh no.
Call the police. Go, get the
Why are you
police.
giving attention to the rod of this clip? Because I think the amount of women that think that they can be aggressive, vitriolic, hostile, and violent with no repercussions needs to end. And every time they suffer real, consequences, I think that it's a great thing. I want to see accountability. Don't you think it's staged for
Yeah, accountability is a big one.
content? Let me get this straight. So you think that it's unlikely that a drunk woman in a club was yelling at a guy who wasn't really paying attention to her, and she basically gassed herself up to the point to where she hit the guy because she made herself so mad in the conversation, and you think this had to be staged? Really? You've never seen this happen? I hope he puts this bitch in her place. I hope he does, because these women that think that they can hit people and be violent like this, we are so back. Bro, I love this. I love it.
Look at the look on her face. Ugh. It's like water on a dry day. On a hot, dry day. Well, here is the Instagram of one Clavicular. Definitely a heavy emphasis on his looks here. He also has an X profile. Doing some modeling with, modeling is just a joke in and of itself. It's disgusting. It's a pathetic. I hate it. I hate it all. Put on a jeans and a t-shirt and shut up. So here we go, modeling with the goat, or I don't know what it is. Also, moving on to this big event, there's a ton of comments under every single post. Every single post. It's just, haha, you're going to jail. I mean, this was posted, how's jail hitting? Well, he's out of jail, first of all. Look at this. I mean, every single comment is grown man talking about spring break, by the way. These people are the internet it gives people this false sense of security in that they can go and just say things. And I guess it's not so false because you can go and say things without. So I guess it is a sense of security that you can just type whatever comes to your small, ignorant brain. Some gated crowd or SLC. I mean, This guy has some crazy ideas. Look, is this the kind of guy that, I don't know. I don't know. Going live around 4. He's been doing this live stream, what would you call it? Marathon for about a month. He said he was going to go for a month, but he only went for 2 weeks. And he's not live right now, which is kind of interesting. And if you go to his page, a lot of his people are kind of irritated that he's not live. Oh, it's another bot, I think. The Herge? Yeah, it's just another bot. I would normally say thanks for the follow, because I do appreciate it if people enjoy the coverage, but it's a bot. Yep, same exact message. Anyways, we'll end it there. That gives you a little bit of an insight into this guy's life, just his social media here. I don't know, man. I mean, the guy is articulate. He's got a few brain cells kicking up there. I wouldn't be putting stuff in my body. But anytime you have someone who's doing crazy methods, posting about it with hot women, you're going to get a lot of feedback. And I guess that's just where we're at. I'm not sure. We might finish the interview tomorrow or keep going with the interview. We might move on to a different topic. I actually had some other things lined up. This Jillian Michaels interview is going to be a 2-hour interview. I'm going to have to find the highlights in this one. Maybe we'll just click to the highlights and then do that. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow, though. Keep this video shorter. Guys, I appreciate you tuning in for a quick little dive on clavicular. So, kind of not really my cup of tea, but the hate, you know, I've said it before, I'll say it again. If the most popular man in the world, being Joe Rogan, the most listened to podcast, he has the numbers. If he says not to read the comments and that he gets hate, there's no hope for the rest of us. If Mr. Beast gets hate, there's no hope for the rest of us, okay? If you are the most popular creator on the face of the planet and people are still getting mad at you for giving out money, helping blind people see, we're all going to get it. Have a good night, my friends. We will talk to you soon. We stream live on Twitch, twitch.tv/Captain Nemo. We love to have you here. Caden, thanks for stopping in.